I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you'd already know that the title of tonight's show is Well-Earned Rewards. And you could be getting some well-earned rewards very soon for a variety of different reasons, and they could be different kinds of rewards as well. So not everyone would be getting the same thing. But this is a time for well-earned rewards because there are a number of planets that are coming to the end of their signs, and so they're just about to change signs. And so they're in very high degrees, and it's the last degrees of signs. And so that's occurring in 3 consecutive signs: Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And so this is a time when I think there can be some well-earned rewards of different types and for different reasons. But what it really means is that you can be somewhat surprised, or maybe even relieved, or at the acknowledgement of people who may be deciding to retire, or they could be deciding to move on from one job to another, or they could be deciding to change roles. In other words, they may have been known for doing one thing at one time, and now as time marches on, they're deciding to take on a new role. And so that they could be getting some well-earned rewards for that too. So this is a time that when people can be experiencing sort of an honorable discharge from a large organization or a corporation or an institution or even some group that they've been aligned with for many, many years. And the reason they could be getting an honorable discharge is because they would have been very faithfully doing their duty or faithfully discharging some responsibilities and upholding them in one way or another. So these are people that may be moving on in one way or another. But I want to caution you, as far as people considering retirement, if that's what your goal is soon, in America, people don't really seem to retire. What they do is they may end a career in one way or another, but that just leaves them free time to go and do something else that they'd rather be doing. And so Americans sort of keep their hand in, and they sort of keep going in one way or another. Sometimes people who retire decide that they are going to take on more duties and more responsibilities, but as a community volunteer instead, or as a counselor to some other people, based on their prior experience. So that is involved with all these well-earned rewards as well. So the 3 signs that have planets in them are consecutive signs. They're Capricorn, which is a cardinal earth sign. And then there's Aquarius, and that is a fixed air sign. And then there's Pisces, and that is a healing water sign. And so that's why there can be different kinds of people and different kinds of activities and different kinds of rewards going on. But this seems to be a time of well-earned rewards, and I'll explain. In the sign of Capricorn, which rules your 10th house of career, and it rules your public reputation, and it rules your rewards earned the hard way over a long period of time, and so it rules your pension plan or your retirement funds, or rewards for things that you have worked long and hard at in one way or another. So the type of well-earned reward that can be coming to somebody that is depicted by the sign of Capricorn would be something where they had been doing their duty or for a long time. Or they could be people that are sort of at the helm of something and in a position of responsibility, and they may have worked their way up because Capricorn's ruler is Saturn, and Saturn rules time. And so it's also called the taskmaster, meaning that you've got to really work hard for your rewards. But that's why Capricorn rules bureaucracy. And so a lot of people who are involved in large corporations, government agencies, or large institutions can sort of work their way through after many years and get a well-deserved reward for that. And that's generally in the form of a pretty good pension. And so that's fine. The reason why is that there's only one planet that's at the fateful 29th degree, and it is Pluto, which is in Capricorn. And Pluto is a planet of power, or it's a planet that depicts people who are in charge, or who have worked their way up, or who have learned from their mistakes and done well by that. And so Mercury is at 26 degrees of Capricorn today. It's the planet of communication, and Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn today. And so these two planets are in close alignment and conjunctive. So we're probably going to hear of somebody pretty important that is perhaps retiring or being discharged from something or moving on in one way or another or taking on a new role. But they would have been at the helm for a while. They would have paid their dues. And it's probably somebody that is well known. So that could happen. The next sign that's right ahead of Capricorn is Aquarius. And as I said, Aquarius is a fixed air sign. And there are two planets in Aquarius now. The Sun is in Aquarius, and it is moving up to a conjunction with Saturn, which has been in Aquarius for 2.5, almost 3 years. And so Saturn is at 27 degrees of Aquarius now, so it too is very close to the end of the sign. And in fact, both Pluto and Saturn are changing signs in March. And so they're moving on, which is another reason why we can be moving on. And so in Aquarius, since it is a fixed air sign, and Aquarius rules the future, it rules things ahead of their time. It rules people with vision. And it can be because Aquarius rules space, and it rules satellites, and it rules aviation, and it rules anything that goes through the air. So it rules music, it rules electricity, and it rules people who are always looking forward. And so they're not easily understood, because when you're a visionary, you can see things that other people can't. And Aquarius rules invention. It rules computers. It rules the internet. And so this can be a time, since it's Saturn, the planet of time, that is headed toward the end of Aquarius, when someone who is a visionary can be moving on. And the way that they're moving on is, it's not so much that they are changing in any way, because people with vision, I don't think they ever change. They keep that vision. They keep looking forward. They're comfortable doing that. So it can be that someone who has been an inventor, or has been involved in the things that Aquarius rules, or has been sort of a game changer. Maybe they invented something that we all take for granted now, but somebody had to do it. Maybe it was them. And so that person is not really leaving their vision behind. They're not really retiring, because they're always thinking ahead. But that person could be changing their role. And so that is a way of taking everything that they've done before and using their knowledge in a different way. They could be changing from the role of game changer or inventor to something more conventional, a role that is more conventional, and it could be the role of being a spokesman or a guide for other people who are younger people with a lot of vision that could use a voice of experience guiding them on their path toward their vision. So that could be extremely rewarding for somebody as they change from being the inventor and still using their vision to being the guide for others. And that can be very rewarding. And certainly people would acknowledge them for that. And in fact, a lot of people could appreciate them for changing their role so that they can guide others toward the future, which is what they're interested in. And then the third sign that is right ahead of Aquarius is Pisces. And Neptune has now advanced to the 24th degree of Pisces. It is not changing signs in March, but Pluto and Saturn are. And yet Venus is coming up very close to conjuncting that Neptune in Pisces. In fact, that's what it will do on Valentine's Day, and that can be very nice for everybody. And so it's a time, since Pisces is a healing water sign, when there can be someone around who gets some sort of well-earned reward or acknowledgement for being far more popular than they realize, because they may have been very kind. They may have been always speaking up for the poor or the disadvantaged or the people that needed help. And because it's a healing water sign. Or they could have been offering enlightenment to others and helping others that way. And so their reward can be that, surprisingly, they learn they are much more loved and appreciated than they thought. But they have earned that. So that's another kind of reward for another kind of long-term task, or something that all of these people who are getting well-earned rewards right now have earned them over time. And they are getting different rewards for different reasons. But this is a time when it could happen. So it could happen to you. And this is just a precursor to the fact that there are planets that are changing in March. And remember that all the planets are direct right now. So even if you're not getting, or let's say, even if you're not retiring, you could be moving on to a new job, or you could be starting a new hobby, or you could be surprised and pleased that other people are acknowledging your compassionate qualities that you may have exhibited even in just volunteer work. You could have done that. And so this is a time of well-earned rewards for a lot of people. And whether you're stepping down and actually retiring from having done your duty for a long time, or whether you're changing to another kind of a role, particularly if you have vision and you want to keep going, but in a different role, or if you are just always compassionate and you enjoy that, and now you may find out in one way or another how well regarded you are for having so much compassion. Okay. What does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Aries. For you, Aries, I think there can be some sort of well-earned reward that you may be in line for right now. And the reason why is because Jupiter is in your sign, and that simply means that you could certainly be on to something new, Aries. Your sign rules new beginnings, so that would be fine with you. And that simply means that you may be getting recognized for some job or some duty that you had for quite a while, and so you get recognition for that. You may even get some sort of well-earned reward for that. But I don't think you're going to slow down at all, Aries. No, because Jupiter is in your sign, and that just means you can just propel yourself forward and start something new. And that might be the reason why you are maybe changing jobs or retiring from one job, and maybe according to your energy level or some new interests that you have, you may be changing it toward doing something else. And so it's your free choice, Aries. And I think that it's a good timing for you. I mean, why shouldn't you go on to something new? Jupiter is only in a person's sign once every 12 years, and it's in your sign. So you really should start thinking about doing something new, Aries. And whether you're doing it full-time or part-time, I think that you just want to sort of get your hand in and get started on it. And so this is a wonderful time to do that. Because both Venus and Neptune are in Pisces right behind your sun sign, offering you a lot of loving support behind the scenes. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Taurus. Well, Taurus, there's something sort of wonderful happening as well today. And that is that there is a grand trine in the earth signs. And that's awfully good for all the earth signs, so it's really good for your sign, Taurus. So you may be a person who is really thinking seriously about some sort of retirement. And it may not be so that you just sit on a beach and enjoy yourself for the rest of your life. It might be that you are thinking of retiring from a role or some duty that you've had for quite a long while, or a career choice that you made, and you're deciding to sort of wind that up right now. And it might be financially motivated, the reason for that, because yours is a fixed financial sign. But it's very well aspected right now, because the moon today in Virgo is trining your sun. And both the moon in Virgo and Uranus in your sign are being trined by Mercury and that Pluto at the 29th degree of fate in Capricorn. So I think that there is a possibility that one sort of career, even if it was volunteer work, one sort of career is ending for you now, Taurus, but you're sort of going out on top because there's a grand trine in the earth signs. And so it can be that you get some well-earned rewards, and that could be in the form of a retirement or a pension plan. It could certainly be in the form of some recognition that you get either in the public eye or from your fellow co-workers. You know, big party, that would be nice. And it can be a way of you obtaining some freedom. Uranus rules freedom, and it's been in your sign for 5 years. And it's been retrograde for a long time, but nothing is retrograde right now. Everything's going forward. And so freedom, since freedom is represented by Uranus, and that planet is being beautifully backed up by other planets, I would say that your retirement or a changing career choice of yours is based on your desire for greater freedom. It may be the freedom to do something your own way, and nothing wrong with that. It could be something that is, that what's in the background is some business choice that you want to develop, or some career change that you want to make. That is just fine. The timing is really good on that, Taurus. You should do that. So even if you're retiring at sort of a young age, that's okay. You know, in America, people don't really stop working. They just go on to do something else that they like. And I think that's in store for you, because Jupiter is coming into your sign in May. And that'll be for the first time in 12 years. And so your timing is just right for moving forward, Taurus. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Gemini. This is a time when I think everybody benefits in one way or another. And certainly because I think you can benefit because the Sun and Saturn, which is in late degrees of Aquarius, are both trining your Sun where you have Mars. And Mars is one of the planets that is moving on next month in March. And so Pluto's going to change signs, Saturn's going to change signs, and Mars is going to change signs. And by May, Jupiter is going to change signs. You see, there's an awful lot going on up there in the universe, and it's all going forward. And so we have to too, Gemini. And so this is a time when I think that you are sort of reaching a point of culmination in one way or another. And it could be related to a career choice of yours. And the reason why is that Saturn rules Capricorn, and that rules the 10th house of our careers, and it's Saturn in Aquarius that is trining Mars in your sign. Those are two malefic planets, but they're not hurting you at all. They are making you think more seriously about your career choices. And if you are nearing the end of a career, it might be you that's getting a well-earned reward, Gemini, for making a change. Maybe you're not making it right now, but you are probably planning it. You could be planning a change. Your sign rules change, and it is easy transitional change, and your sign rules duality, rules two of everything. So I'm not saying that you're quitting two things. What I'm saying is you may be deciding to make changes and go a little bit more in one direction and a little bit less in another. And that's still forward motion. That would be fine. So even if you were, say, retiring from one career or making some sort of a move in one way or another that changed things for you, that would be fine. It doesn't mean that you're dropping everything, Gemini. But I think that what it means is that you're ready for something new. So even if you, since your sign rules two of everything, even if you keep a prior activity, which might be part-time, you're pretty open to a new activity that could also be part-time. I think you're just going to be moving forward, Gemini, as the planets are too, and particularly after Mars leaves your sign in March, because I think that you're going to feel better with Mars out of your sign, and you're going to want to go forward and expand in some way. And that could be a reward for you as well. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Cancer. This is a time, Cancer, when you're just going to bask in the sunlight of having Venus and Neptune come into closer and closer conjunction until they are in a very tight alignment and a conjunction on Valentine's Day, which I think you're going to enjoy, Cancer, because they are trining your sun right now. And they'll be even more closely trining your sun by Valentine's Day. And then the next new moon in Pisces also trines your sun. So, Cancer, it can be, since yours is a healing water sign, that the planets in Pisces are going to very favorably affect you, particularly this month, because they're all trining your sun. And so that's good. It does mean, Cancer, that emotionally your heart can be opening up. And that's going to be really, really good for you. Because Cancer, the sign for Cancer is the crab. And when Cancers have very tender feelings, and when they get their little feelings hurt, they crawl into their shell, and they stay there. I mean, they don't come out very fast or very easily. But I don't think you're going to be able to resist this year, Cancer, because I think that something is all over. And it can be a sadness from the past. It can be simply that time marches on, and you can't go back. So you know, finally, that you've got to go forward. And you could be doing it with a new partner this year. And you could know them now, or you could meet them now. And I think that you are going to be much happier this year than you think. And you're not going to be able to stay hiding under that little shell of protection. You're going to be able to let your heart expand this year, Cancer. And you're going to be doing that with somebody. You know, it's a give and take. And that's what you've been missing. You know, when we crawl into our shell of self-protection, it gets old after a while because there's no room for anybody else there. And so if you meet somebody pretty nice, Cancer, open up. because this is a very good year for you to be popular and for you to meet somebody very nice that could make you happy. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is a time, Leo, when you really do need to sort of march forward. And the reason why, if you're thinking of a retirement, if you're thinking of giving up one role and choosing another, if you are simply wanting to maybe go from one type of activity to another type of activity that leaves you more in charge of what you want to do, then I think you would like that, Leo. And the reason why I'm talking about change and moving forward and new beginnings is because Jupiter in Aries is trining your sun, which is wonderful. And so that's the only planet in a fire sign right now, but it's a real good one, and it's trining your sun, Leo. So I think that whether you've said anything to anybody or not, you are deciding to make a new beginning. And I think that you are actually setting up a timeline right now of, things you need to do and where you want to be on a certain date. And that would be a place that is new for you and that allows you to expand in some way or do things a little bit more your way or just be on a new road. You would love that, Leo. I mean, Jupiter is in a perfect place for you to make a new beginning because it's in Aries, trining your sun. So I think since Pluto is at that 29th degree of fate in Capricorn, and it represents people in a position of say, upper management that have sort of been at the helm for a while or paid their dues, have been working a long time, that could be you, Leo. You could be earning some well-deserved rewards or recognition right now, but it might be because you are announcing the fact that you're moving on. Or, you're ending one activity and you are really deciding to go in a new direction. And it might be with new people, and it might be something where it's sort of all your idea and you want to pursue it. Well, that's fine. And so, Leo, I think that you're heading toward tomorrow and that you've already made up your mind to do that. And that's very good timing on your part because you should be working on that steadily. Jupiter's only going to be in Aries trining your sun until May. So I would make hay while the sun shines, Leo, and the sun is your ruler. So good luck. You may find out that as you are leaving one role or one organization or one job or duties that you've done for a while, you may find out that you're more popular than you realized. And that would be a nice sort of a send-off, but I'm positive that you're heading on for something new, Leo. And it is going to do you a world of good. The main effect of it will be that you will wake up. You'll be coming out of something. It could even be sort of a foggy existence that you've been in for a while. But the fog's going to clear, and there you go. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is a very fortunate time for you because there's a grand trine in the earth signs. And it starts with your sign, Virgo, because the moon today is in Virgo, your sign. And it is a very benign planet. It rules our emotions, and it rules the last half of life, and it rules endings. And the moon is somewhat passive, and it rules women, and it rules real estate, because it rules Cancer, and Cancer rules residential real estate. So that moon in your sign today, Virgo, is being trined beautifully by Uranus in Taurus, which is direct. So there should be some good financial news coming your way, or some investment you've had is worth more than you thought it was, and that would be nice. Maybe you're considering selling it. And then Mercury, your own ruler, and Pluto are in Capricorn, and they are trining your sun as well. That's what I mean by it's a very fortunate grand trine for the earth signs because it's so powerful. And one of the earth signs is Capricorn, where the only planet in the heavens now is Pluto at the 29th degree of fate. And so Virgo, I think that that's an indication that that you have reached a point in your career where you may be considering retirement or planning for retirement very seriously. Maybe you're not quite ready to retire, but you could be really planning on it seriously now. Or it can be that you are thinking of changing careers or changing something about your career. In other words, as we go through life working on different jobs, maybe there was something that you did before that you really liked really well. Maybe you want to go back to that. Well, you're under wonderful aspects to do anything well that has to do with the things that earth signs rule. And your sign rules occupations which are of service to others. So that's teaching and nursing or being a community volunteer or a public servant like a fireman or a policeman. Virgo rules all of those things. And it also rules our health, and it rules accounting. So you may be interested in those things. But Capricorn rules our 10th house of career. It rules large corporations or government agencies or institutions. Maybe you're thinking of changing from working in one smaller group to moving forward in a larger group. Maybe that is more appealing for you now career-wise. And then Taurus rules investments. Virgos are pretty sharp with their money. It does rule accounting, and they're very detail-oriented. So I think that you could be at the point of receiving some well-deserved reward, some well-earned reward for something that has something to do with your career, either your present job or something that you did in the past that you did awfully well. Virgos have very high standards. Virgos are never satisfied until they reach perfection. Well, perfection is generally out of our reach, Virgo, but excellence isn't. And a lot of Virgos reach the level of excellence. And if you had done something in the past that you were really excellent at, this is a time when you may get some sort of really good career offer because of your own excellence in another field or in the field you're already in. So good luck. Look around for some advancement, Virgo. I'm pretty sure it's coming your way, or some well-deserved reward is coming your way. What does it mean to a Libra? Libra. Well, Libra, I think something is sort of winding up for you right now, and it does have something to do with a well-earned reward. And that is because both the Sun and Saturn, which rules time, are in Aquarius, and Saturn is at 27 degrees of Aquarius. It's getting ready to leave the sign, which it will do in March. And so something is winding up and for you. And yet, at the same time that it's winding up, it represents an easy transition for you into something new, which you already know how to do. You're just doing it in a new way. And the reason why all that is connected, Libra, is because the Sun and Saturn, which does rule rewards after a long period of time, so it would rule something that you've known how to do for a long time. It's not new to you. It may have been something that you did as a career or even just as a hobby, but you're pretty good at it and you've done it for a long time. And so that is aspected to get you some sort of reward or new opportunity that would be very nice for you. And the transition comes from the fact that Mars in Gemini is also trining your Sun. And so Mars and Saturn are two malefic planets. There are actually three very good planets because the Sun is in Aquarius too, all trining your Sun, Libra. And so it's possible that you have a vision in your mind of something that you want to do, and I think that some of the doors have already started to open so that you can do it, so that you can go forward. And so you should look around for change, and it would be change that would be very easy for you to accomplish, or it would be some sort of a job or even a hobby that you've done before, but that you enjoy doing so much you just sort of make an easy transition and do it. It could involve a relocation. Gemini rules short journeys and neighborhoods, so that could be possible too, but good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Scorpio. Well, you certainly, just like Cancer, really benefit from the fact that there are some very good planets in Pisces right now, and they are trining your sun, Scorpio. So would you be involved in something where you could enjoy some well-earned rewards? Yes, that is possible. What kind would they be? Well, they would be, since yours is a fixed financial sign, you'd think it would have something to do with money. Well, it might, but what it really has something to do with is sort of the way you look at the world. It could have something to do with your compassion and your kindness toward others. Even people that aren't nice to you, you could have, Scorpio rules discipline. They can discipline themselves to be nice, even to people they don't like, because they may just feel that that's the right thing to do. And so you may be making some sort of a change that has to do or is connected with your heart and how your heart really feels. And you could be getting some well-deserved rewards for how you have expressed your compassion or your feelings for others. And generally it would be others who are less fortunate, because Venus and Neptune, now Neptune's been in Pisces for years, and it's always been trining your sun, and now Venus is there, so you could be a little more popular than you realize, Scorpio, due to the compassion or the kindness that you have shown toward others less fortunate. So congratulations. Neptune is at 24 degrees right now, and Venus is there. It's going to conjunct, they're going to conjunct on Valentine's Day, and then there's a new moon in Pisces on February 20th. So I think that whether your well-earned rewards are recognized right away, or whether that's coming up, I think that you are much more popular than you realize, Scorpio. Scorpios have very deep feelings, and they usually don't share them either. They sort of have a secret heart, and so this is a time, Scorpio, when others are going to let you know that you're a really good person. Somebody's going to let you know, and so I think that will touch you very much, and so that may heal you, even from some past pain. And it doesn't have to be related to the past pain. It can simply be that when people reach out and they express their appreciation for others, it makes everybody feel good. And that's what heals us. Love heals. So congratulations, Scorpio. I think that might be your well-deserved reward. Simply the love and appreciation that others have for the compassion that you have shown for those less fortunate. That's good. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius, with Jupiter and Aries trining your sun, that is wonderful for you, because that certainly directs you right toward some new beginning, Sagittarius, and you're all ready for it, aren't you? I'm sure you've been waiting for it. And so it looks like it's headed your way, Sagittarius, and that's good. And then you have these three signs right ahead of your sign, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, where planets are nearing the ends of their signs, and that is an indication that as they change into new signs, there can be some well-earned rewards around for people who may have been at the helm for a long time, or they may have been doing their duty, or they may be retiring, or they may just be moving on, and that could be you, Sagittarius. Your sign rules foreign travel, and it rules higher education, and it rules the courts. And so this is a time, Sagittarius, when you may feel that it is possible for you to take a step up, and it is. And it can be that you would want to go on for a more advanced degree, or to get your first degree. That would be fine. Since your sign does rule higher education, you would do pretty well. Or it could be that you want to be involved in an international organization, because that's what your sign rules too. And so you could be on the path to sort of bigger and better things, Sagittarius, one of which is a new beginning, but it might be based on things you've already done before, or experience that you have, or things that you're so interested in that you sort of qualify for something. So I think as long as you look forward, as long as you realize that change is coming, Sagittarius, because it really is. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Fire signs like action. But you have to have a good sense of direction as well. I mean, you have to know where you're going. You have to know what it's going to take, or how much it's going to cost, or how long it's going to take. And so, you should really be doing your homework right now, Sagittarius, and getting yourself prepared for a new beginning, because I think it's definitely coming your way. And that could be in the form of a well-deserved reward for something that you qualify for, or something that you've done really well in the past, and so it enables you to move forward. And if I were you, I would just really head in that direction, Sagittarius, because Jupiter is only going to be trining your sun until May. So just look up and look forward and keep going that way. Don't waste your time now, Sagittarius. Doors will open. So you're going to be looking at windows of opportunity until May. And even afterward, but they're going to be really good windows of opportunity until May, and that's what you need to take advantage of. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Capricorn. Well, you too, Capricorn, just like Taurus and Virgo, you really benefit from the magical grand trine that is in the earth signs today, because Mercury is at 26 degrees in your sign, and it is conjunct Pluto, which is at the 29th degree of fate in your sign. And those planets are both being trined by Uranus in Taurus, and also by the moon today in Virgo. So you could be getting some pretty good news related to a health matter, or you could just be feeling better now, feeling healthier. Or it can be that there is some good news about an investment. It may be an investment that you've had for a while. So it could be connected to a retirement or a pension plan of yours, and it could be that it's you that's retiring, Capricorn. But Capricorns live a long time, and they are very security prone. And so I have a feeling if you're retiring from one thing, Capricorn, and that you're going to do what a lot of other people do in this country. You're probably going to take up some other occupation or activity, and it isn't necessarily for the money. It may be because you just want to take advantage of your experience and prior knowledge and do something more your way. See, Capricorn rules bureaucracy, and so they do very well when they work within a large corporation, government agency, or institution. when there are a lot of bureaucratic steps they have to take. So Capricorns excel at that. They do really well. They rise. And so you may have paid your dues doing that. And you may have been, you may have a lot of experience in that. But there comes a time in everyone's life, particularly since Capricorns live so long, when they really want to get to the point of doing something they really enjoy, or they have a good reason to do whatever they're choosing. And I think that's where you are right now, Capricorn. You can be thinking very seriously of something that you would like to do. Now, it may be connected in some way to work that you've already done, or to a prior experience of yours. Or it may just be something that is, it allows you to get a better education or develop a new skill, or even to start your own business. You are under wonderful aspects to do that. And maybe starting something and doing it all your own way is a well-earned reward for years and years of experience when you had to do it other people's way. Well, you would have picked up a lot of knowledge doing that. And now maybe you have enough knowledge to go ahead and develop some idea or some program of your own. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Aquarius. Well, Aquarius, you are in an enviable position where I think there is the possibility that there is going to be some sort of change or retirement or resolution of something that's been going on for a long time. Maybe it's going to sort of be wrapped up now, or very soon. And you could have already started on that, I think, Aquarius. And the reason why is that the sun is in your sign, and so is Saturn, and they're both being trine beautifully by Mars in Gemini. And those are Saturn and Mars are two malefic planets that are working together to help you resolve problems or issues. But Saturn rules Capricorn, and Capricorn rules retirement. And so this can be a time, Aquarius, when you're thinking of retiring in a way that does not stop you from drawing on your past experience, but it can be that you want to use your talent in a sort of a new way, and you want to resolve some financial matter that has been sort of hanging on for a while and needs to get resolved. The reason why it could be a financial matter, Aquarius, is because Uranus, your own ruler, is in Taurus, and it's direct, and it is in a grand trine in the earth signs now. That's why I think you have decided that now is a good time for you to wrap something up that has been going on for a long time. It might be something that it involves a financial matter, and it might involve other people that are involved in the financial matter as well. And so this is just a time in these uncertain economic times when you would be wise to resolve a financial matter. And it can be that you had a lot of responsibility for something, and that is what you should get off your shoulders. You should, disperse whatever you need to, and that would be, it's that you should not be responsible for a lot of things that affect other people. Let them do it. You may have been carrying quite a load for a while, and that's what Saturn represents. And luckily, it is leaving your sign next month, Aquarius. That's why you should consider communicating with other people and deciding to make some changes that allow others to take on more responsibility so that you don't have to. You've paid your dues. You've done enough. Now it's other people's turn. So I hope that you agree to lighten the load a little bit, Aquarius. I think it could give you a new lease on life. I think you'd feel a lot better, so good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Pisces. Well, Pisces, you're just a person that particularly during this month, when you're going to be the one that's in the right place at the right time. And it might be you that doesn't really quite realize how popular you are. And, you know, you have sort of earned your place in the sun. And I think other people are going to let you know that. And the reverse is true as well. If you know of somebody that you have been sort of quietly proud of, or that you have been following, and you think that they're doing a good job, or they're special to you in some way, this can be a time when you would let them know that. And that would be due to having very warm feelings for others, but at the same time, others have very warm feelings for you, Pisces. So you are far more popular than you realize. And I hope that you are going to gain more confidence in yourself, and that you are, since Jupiter is in Aries, right ahead of your sun sign. I think that this is a good time for you to marshal your forces and you know, pull yourself together, realize that you really do have good talent, and decide to go forward and do something new with your talent. And other people are there just standing by, waiting to help you, Pisces, and wanting to help you. And want to know why? Because you're a nice person. That's it. You know, nice people don't get all the credit for being nice that they should get. Because, you know, the news is always glorifying everything that goes wrong during the day. Very rarely do they ever talk about what's going right and who's doing it. But a lot of people can see, Pisces, that you have a good heart. And they know it. And so you are more popular than you realize. And that should build up your confidence and help you go forward and start something new in your life. I mean, that's a direction that we all have to go in, Pisces. You know, yesterday is yesterday. We don't go back. We go into tomorrow. That's the way life is. And so that's where you're going, Pisces. You're going into tomorrow. You may be going with far more friends than you ever thought you had, though, because they are cheering you on. So good luck. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show and read our blog on the website, starborninstitute.org. Or I would be happy to send you the show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. if you'd like to subscribe to my Karen Campbell YouTube channel. And I hope you tell your friends about it, because it's going to be a year of ups and downs. And I think it would be nice if we could all sort of stick together as the year goes on. So let people know about it, and then I'd be happy to send you the show every single week. So until then, I'll see you next week. Bye.